watching Legends of Rod and Reel.
Somewhere between New Mexico's mountainous red rock and desert sand, water flows, and where there's water, you'll find Bob Ggerding.
With all the elk bugling out here, Bob, it doesn't get much better than this, does it?
Yeah, I don't know how you can get any better than this.
Carved inside the Valles Caldera National Preserve, small creeks hide plenty of fish tails.
Each one of those undercut grass banks there is a holding area for fish. There he is. Did you see him come take it? Little guy. He came out right out front of that bank. Come on. Another rainbow.
There's not much water in New Mexico. Fishing tight and narrow creeks like this one takes years of experience.
Just reach over the stream with the fly, and I'm gonna drop it right in the, oh, I just spooked one out right there. I'm just doing nothing more than the amount of line out of the rod tip, and it's called dapping. And for a little stream like this, sometimes you have to spend a lot of time just like this, just dapping.
Bob's got plenty of time. He always has.
I was raised here in New Mexico, learned to fish in the Jemez Mountains right where we're standing.
His dad wasn't much of a fisherman, but he never stood in the way of Bob's passion.
My father really didn't fish, but I have a twin brother. And as a matter of fact, he's an identical twin brother. And he and I both wanted to fish. So fortunately, my father provided the opportunity for us to fish.
He never set out to become a world-famous fly fisherman. It just sort of, well, happened.
I only knew two flies at that time. I knew a gray hackle peacock and a Rio Grande king. And if we fished them dry, we put mucilin on them. If we fished them wet, we dropped them in the mud and stood on them.
He kept tying flies and kept fishing. Eventually, he wrote books.
The first book that I did was a fly tying book. It was a success. It sold all the way and finally in Walmart stores all the way from Maine to Florida. Welcome to New Mexico Wildlife. I'm Bob Ggerding.
Word began to spread and Bob's fame grew. Enough so that he started his own TV show.
When you think of the outdoors, you think of Bob because he's always been the spokesperson, you might say, for the outdoor life.
I do everything I can in my power to promote outdoors and the outdoor activities in New Mexico.
When he isn't writing about fly fishing or filming for his fly fishing TV show, well, he still likes to fish with his buddies.
Attaboy, Mikey.
There he is. Oh, look at the spots on this one. Isn't that beautiful? You know, the best fishermen that I fish with and have fished with through the years are the most impatient fishermen. They want to know why. They want to know what's going on. They just don't go fishing and say, fish aren't biting. They're always asking that question of why aren't they biting? And Bob's big on that.
We're going to have a little bit of weather come in on us, which is good. This wind is a little bit demanding in terms of casting.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Oh, had him for a count of about one.
New Mexico's Valles Caldera National Preserve sits inside a collapsed crater. Redondo Peak highlights the 89,000-acre property, privately held until 2000. the land now offers visitors a chance to see nature's finest.
The Valles Caldera is one of the most beautiful and well-preserved areas in New Mexico. We've got a lot of them, but this is one of the special ones.
There's more elk down there standing up. This is probably going to be as close as you're going to be to a bull. Look at the weight of those antlers. Look at them, how they bounce.
Great day. Real rough when you're sitting here listening to elk bugle, getting ready to go fishing.
Legendary angler Bob Ggerding lives for days like this.
We love New Mexico. When we moved away, we couldn't wait to get back. They say once you're here long enough to wear out a pair of shoes, you'll be here forever.
Bob's brought a couple of friends along for a day of fly fishing. The plan?
First, we're going to fish the East Fork, which is a small stream that heads up on the Valles Caldera. It's a very small stream. When I say small stream, it is a small stream. And we'll fish that for wild rainbows and browns.
Bob's friends have watched him over the years go from fisherman to legend.
He taught me an awful lot about fly fishing, just like he has a lot of people. He's very knowledgeable. He is probably one of the better teachers and conservationists there is in the state.
As long as he's got a rod in his hand, Bob's a happy man.
I've never found a kind of fishing yet that I don't like. So if it meant that I was sitting on the side of a pond with a bobber and a worm, that'd be okay with me.
By mid-afternoon, Bob's on to a new section of river.
This is the San Antonio River. This is northwest of where we started today on the East Fork. It's a nice stream full of wild brown trout. We're going to have a little bit of weather come in on us, which is good. Can't argue with clouds.
A change in weather could mean a change in luck.
Oh, had him. We're going to tell you a bigger grasshopper this time.
After a few misses, Bob lands what he's come for.
Pretty little brown, look at the color. Nice brown. See the red dots and the yellow belly. Okay, pretty little guy.
And it's just such a special time to be out here in the fall in New Mexico, listening to the elk bugle, catching fish on dry flies, sneaking around, sneaking up on fish. I don't see how it can get any better than this.
You bring him up so you can see him.
It certainly can't when you have Bob Ggerding along for the ride.
Nice brown.
He's always willing to share his knowledge. He's nice to people. He's a lot of fun to be around. It's a kind of a whole package that makes Bob Ggerding what Bob Ggerding is.
Another fish.